Well, this is our third and final segment of the Tech Zone. ABC News KMET. I am Paul Amadeus Lane. And if you missed any of the interviews, you can always catch up our video podcast or audio podcast, iTunes, iHeart, YouTube. The best way to do it is go to my website, paulamadeuslane.com, and you can connect with me on social media. You can check out the video podcast of the show and just interact with me. Let me know how you doing. Let me know how I can make your day even brighter. All right. Well, we're going to talk about some instant video streaming content. I kind of talked about it before the break. I wanted to tease this. Many of us are watching streaming content now. Many of us watch Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hulu, you name it. Well, maybe in your viewing, you have come to love this next character right here. I'm talking about Buddy Thunderstruck, the coolest semi-truck racing dog who lives down in the race-obsessed grease pit, a place full of larger-than-life characters, and the nitro-burning, gears-slamming, tires squealing, fish-telling times. I had an opportunity to catch up with the creators of this awesome show. I had an opportunity to talk to first the creator of Buddy Thunderstruck, Ryan Wiesbrock.
Accomplish.
Well, there's a series. Buddy Thunderstruck is a series on Netflix. It's a Netflix original. It's a stop-motion series we did with Stupid Buddy Studios, who are known for Robot Chicken and many other awesome shows. And we're here because the series had launched in March of this year, and then just last week we did this interactive episode with Netflix called The Maybe Pile, Buddy Thunderstruck, The Maybe Pile. And it's a very new, innovative kind of tech-driven thing from Netflix, where you stream an episode, and it's like, I don't know if you remember those Choose Your Own Adventure books. It's like that, where you come to different points in the story where you get to pick, option A or option B, and the person at home gets to decide what happens in the story.
And talk about the technology behind that to even pull something like that off.
Well, it's all Netflix, and what's cool is when we do the series, it's with all the folks in LA. That's the normal content team, and then because this was a new innovation of theirs, it involved the team in Los Gatos, which is all the tech and the programmers and all that, and it was completely new. So they had to invent a whole system to kind of work this into Netflix so that it works properly and streams without a hiccup, and they were awesome. And even though it had a lot of that behind the scenes tech, they really wanted it us as the creators and the animation team to make the best show we could, and then they wanted to help support that in their programming rather than the other way around.
And talk about the fan interaction here, because the fans were at your panel. Yeah. And what was some of the feedback you guys gotten from the panel?
That was great. It seems like what was awesome is my favorite thing was to see the kids there. And there's some kids, and they were asking questions. Like, clearly they know the show. What's funny is some of the character designs, which I drew, and they're Buddy's based on my own dog. But a lot of the kids don't always know what the animals are, so it's letting me know maybe I need to learn how to draw a little bit better. But a kid asked what Buddy was, what kind of animal. So I thought that was pretty cool.
And talk about just the creativity of putting something like this together, because I'm looking at the characters right here, and they're pretty sweet. They're pretty cool. It kind of reminds me of I'm dating myself, kind of the old Gumby days.
Oh yeah, yeah. Except I'm a billion times better because these guys are awesome. Stupid Buddy Studios is they completely innovated how to make these guys come to life and how to build these puppets. And I had a couple little doodles, but it really took the whole team coming together. What's that structure inside the puppet that's going to work on camera and make these puppets come to life. And they were really supportive of, they liked the look of the show and the designs, and they did everything they could to make it really special and unique. And it really takes a whole team to make something like this. And what was cool is everybody involved at the studio really understood what we were trying to do and was able to put their own thing into it. And without that sort of culmination of input, I don't think the show would be as special and as unique as it is.
And as you look back at season one, what has been some of the highlights for you personally as you go back and maybe look at some of the different episodes? What episode stands out to you the most?
There's this one episode we did called Truck Cab in the Woods that was sort of like it's sort of an homage to the Evil Dead movies. And that was really crazy because the lighting and they made Buddy's truck, the headlights actually lit up and they flared out in this cool way. And it was just a very ambitious episode. And they just jumped right in and took it on and made it even better than I could have hoped. That
is awesome, man. And we know all the fans, we all want a season 2.
Oh, yeah. We'd love a season 2.
What can we do to let Netflix know that we want that to happen so we can make that happen?
I think it's all just based on how it performs. And so if people are watching, anytime they watch, they're doing their part. You know, it helps. There's some crazy secret computer at Netflix keeping track of all that stuff. And also people when I look on social media, I know a lot of our audience are kids who aren't on it, or they shouldn't be on it. But if they are, even parents that like it, when they're tweeting it or they're mentioning it or they're going on Facebook, just showing any support lets other people know about it. And that's really all anyone can do, and spread the word.
And talk about how important streaming platforms like Netflix, like all these different ones that are out there now, how important it is for different producers, creators, so they can get their shows out there, and so the audience can see really what they have and really support it.
Yeah. Well, the cool thing about Netflix is because they're global, Buddy Thunderstruck, the series, and this new special episode, The Maybe Pile, it goes up in I forget how many countries they're in, 120 countries or maybe more, and it was translated into 20 different languages, and that day one that all goes up at the same time. So that's a tremendous reach. And back in the day when you're tuning in your antenna to the local CBS station, it's a little bit different than that. That the fact that many people are watching it or have the possibility that they could watch it is really exciting and kind of mind-bending. So, yeah.
Now, are you a personal fan of binge watching? Or are you like the traditional? I'm a personal fan of binge watching. I want to get it done in 24 hours if I can, if I have the time. What about you personally?
Yeah, I do. Like my wife, I'm always keeping her up and saying, let's watch one more. Let's watch one more. Yeah, I'm guilty of that. So, yeah, I love binge watching.
Awesome. So, for ones out there who haven't watched the series yet, let them know why they should tune in, they should watch it, they should stream it. Why should they watch Buddy Thunderstruck?
Well, they should watch because they should want to see this little guy come to life. This guy is like a really super cocky but funny, lovable dog. It's like he's sort of like Burt Reynolds in every movie Burt Reynolds has ever been in. And he's super confident, and he's just hilarious. And these guys made the animation studio just really did crazy stuff with him that's really new and different.
We got to put a little Burt Reynolds stash on him.
Yeah, right. Cool, yeah, that's what he's missing. Yeah.
I thank Ryan for opening up to me and talking about the series, and that was pretty cool. We had the little figurines down there too. That was pretty awesome. Little Buddy and everything, and all the other characters as well. Had an opportunity to talk to another creative mind behind Buddy Thunderstruck, Eric Towner from Stupid Buddy Studios. I think I said that right. Eric, I recently talked to Ryan about the Comic-Con experience, and he said it's wild, it's enjoyable. Well, what about you? How are you enjoying your con?
It's so mellow, easy. I've been bored the whole time. No, I'm just kidding. It's a wild ride every time. There's so much to see, so much to take in. It's a little overwhelming if you're not careful. I'm a little tired, but I'm hanging in there till the end.
I tell you about it. It's like Disneyland, like what you magnify by 10,000%, right?
It's at least 10,000. Ironically, I was actually at Disneyland right before Comic-Con. So the day I come down to Comic-Con, which is Wednesday, we're working with Disney, and so we got to go to the park, for research and development. And so it was waking up at 5, Disneyland, then Comic-Con. So I guess I don't have a lot to complain about.
Talk about the series and what you guys have been able to accomplish thus far. As you look back to the beginning stages when you guys were just thinking about this, and to where it is today. Talk about just some of the emotions that you go through.
Oh man, so Buddy Thunderstruck is something we had heard about from Ryan. So when we met Ryan, he pitched it to us. This was like 6 or 7 years ago, and we instantly, after seeing his designs and just what the show is about, it was like all of the things that we also loved. And he wanted it to be a stop motion show, and that's kind of our bread and butter. And we just hadn't seen anything like it in stop motion, but it. Even just the designs, like the designs of Buddy, it lends itself so perfectly to these really cute characters that, that can have real textures, like felt for fur and all of that stuff. So as soon as we heard the idea, we fell in love with it, and, cut to, 6 or 7 years later, and Netflix picks it up, and we get to make it. So, yeah, the emotions have been excitement, a lot of passion behind this project. And, we love how it turned out.
Awesome. And what's been the reason behind being here at Comic-Con? Did you guys want to tell them about a new feature that's launching on Netflix so that all the fans can get involved?
Yeah, I mean, so with Stupid Buddy Studios, we've always got a couple things going on at Comic-Con. We had a Buddy Thunderstruck panel yesterday, which was the first Buddy Thunderstruck panel that we've done. So like getting to meet fans was really amazing. And then we've always got some Robot Chicken stuff down here and a bunch of other stuff. But the big thing that just came out last week was the interactive episode called The Maybe Pile, Buddy Thunderstruck, The Maybe Pile. Check it out on Netflix. But yeah, that's just been really exciting to get out there because it's one of the first of its kind, kind of throwback to your choose your own adventure style book. And, so you have all of this great new technology from Netflix, like programming in how that will actually work. And, you kind of combine that with stop motion, which is one of the oldest forms of animation out there. And so there's this kind of cool juxtaposition of old meets new.
And talk about, to pull something like that off, Netflix had to be behind it with all the technical aspects behind it.
Yeah.
And who approached who about doing something like that?
We got into writing the show, and it is a show. It's kind of like a throwback to old Saturday morning cartoons, right? Like get your bowl of Fruit Loops and watch some Buddy Thunderstruck. And so when we were early on the writing process, Netflix approached us and Ryan about, hey, would you guys be interested in maybe doing an episode that's interactive? And we're like, are you kidding? Yeah, of course. Like, let us play in that world. Let's try to figure that one out together. And because there's a new process in the writing, there was a lot of brainstorming, like back and forth, how to actually pull this off and do it in a way that felt genuine to the show. So it felt like it fit the world of Buddy Thunderstruck and wasn't this, this kind of out there different sort of experience. So the way it turned out feels like it's true to the voice of the show and the characters and this whole new angle with storytelling, which is really cool.
Because I think all of us when we were growing up wish we could have like an alternate ending on some of our favorite cartoons. I remember back when I was watching G-Force, and I was like, how come this Road Beast couldn't defeat Voltron this episode, and let's see what happens after that. But I'm glad that we're doing that now because it really helps us to stay engaged, and also, we're starting to see where viewing is going.
Yeah, and now you can control how it turns out. So with our episode, there's I believe there's 4 different endings that you could have, and if you sort of don't like the way one turned out, you maybe want to go back and do it again and make a different decision. So now you've got the power to do it.
Kind of reminds me of gaming, when you save it at a particular spot,
yeah,
and then if you die, you can go back and respawn. Yeah, definitely. So what's been the feedback of ones who've been able to depict their alternate endings? Have you got any feedback from some of the fans?
Yeah, I mean it's so brand new that we're just hearing things through the social media, but it sounds like people are like, what is this thing? This is great, and so I think people are really embracing it so far, but I'm really curious to see where it grows and if it's something that people enjoy, because it kind of would create this whole other genre of storytelling, and being able to do that is pretty cool, but so far so good.
I'm glad you brought up social media, because now we are in the technological age where we can get instant reaction to everything. I've had that personally myself. We've done a show. Somebody
for better
said,
or worse, right?
For better or for worse. and how do you balance the criticism and the feedback so that you can say, okay, we may want to implement this, we may not want to implement that. take us through that process of just trying to remain balanced.
Well, I think you got to develop a little bit of a thick skin, take everything with a grain of salt, right? Like we're making a show that we hope will appeal to a mass audience. But you can't please everybody all the time. And there is no filter, right, on social media. Like people kind of, say a lot of things they might not say to you personally. And so you don't take anything personally. You just take it as, okay, this is honest feedback and there's something to learn from a lot of it. And some of it, you just let it slide off your shoulder. But fortunately, a lot of the feedback we've gotten so far on Buddy Thunderstruck has been overwhelmingly positive. So that's encouraging more than anything.
Now, who's a bigger character, Robot Chicken or Buddy?
I mean, it's got to be Buddy Thunderstruck, right? He's a celebrity. I mean, look at him. Like, how could you not? I mean, he's building a fan base. Robot Chicken maybe has a little bit more of one right now, but yeah, there's enough room in this world for both of them.
I'm thinking everybody has an uncle kind of like Buddy Thunderstruck, you know what I mean? Cool and just,
yeah,
got it going on, right?
That's right. I don't think I have that uncle, but I mean, Uncle Tim, yeah, you're my Buddy Thunderstruck.
Hey, but before we let you go, a couple more questions. One, we want to get that season 2. So what can we as fans do, to make that happen?
I think, watching the show and sharing it, through social media or just with your friends if you like it, recommending it to people to check it out, because there are a lot of shows out there, and that would be the big thing to help us get to that season 2 would be just people watching it, hopefully enjoying it, and encouraging other people to watch it too. And Netflix got the mega robot that makes the decisions on how shows are doing, so all of that would only help.
Once again, a huge shout out to Ryan and Eric for opening up to us about Buddy Thunderstruck. Go ahead and support the show. Watch it on Netflix. Let me know what you think about it. Tweet me, Facebook me, Instagram me. Just don't call me late for dinner because, brother got to eat. All right, well, that's the end of our show today. If you miss any of the episodes, you can always catch up on demand. Go to paulamadeouslane.com or go to the website at ABC News KMET. Check it out. We love to hear from you. Until next time, friends, take care of yourself.